Hello, everybody. Welcome to Arsenal X here on Nurse Gone Rogue Radio and Nurse Gone Rogue on YouTube. Hello, everybody. As always, we throw up the X. Yes, because we are about to go down. I am your host, Eddie V. Joining me, and once again, every time I do this, it's the wrong thing.
I know.
I'm back to doing this. So, okay.
Just point both directions.
Jesse's over there.
So, if I do this, I'm pointing at Jesse, or am I pointing at you?
No, you're pointing at
I'm
Jesse.
at Jesse.
Yeah.
Okay. Our wise Wisconsinite, Mr. Jesse Douglas.
How's it going?
Yes. And also our boss man from the NGR radio headquarters, Mr. Corey Dirrig.
I'm so hyped for Sea of Thieves, it's not even funny.
Woo, 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 woo.
I hope I don't have a hat that looks like this.
Oh wow. No, I think are you ordering one, Jesse? The mug that you posted?
I probably will end up getting one.
Okay,
I haven't yet, but I want to get one though. I've been wanting to get one of those anyways, but then I seen that Sea of Thieves one and I'm like, oh no, I want to get this one.
Can we please do a live podcast recording from the bow of the ship when we get that game?
Yes, we could do it for AX.
Yes.
Do an AX episode for me. So everybody, first of all, thank you guys for watching our Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles commentary. That was so much fun. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. I've been watching it about 3 or 4 times because I love our banter and us just having fun. There was one part where we all just busted out laughing, and I was just like, "Oh, this is so fun."
I just want the listeners to know how dedicated I was to that episode that I spent $3 on Amazon on those 2 songs. Okay, so you're welcome. And cost NGR a copyright strike. So, double welcome.
Wow. But the video's still up for you guys to watch.
Yeah, it is. It's great.
Yes. So, we're going to get into what's been in our arsenal. I'm actually going to start, and I'm going to just give a quick rundown. I'm not going to try to make this a long show today, everybody, because it's been a long weekend. I've just been podcasting so much. I just been hustling, and I know that we had a certain conversation, Jesse, but we're going to actually save it for a brand new day. We're going to save it for another day. But if you guys want to know what we kind of was talking about, go watch Nintendo Power Block last episode where me and Corey talk about Metroid's online multiplayer, and you'll kind of get an idea where me and Jesse was going to, because that was a good conversation. That's why I was just like, you guys save it. We'll talk about the Sunday, but things change. So. But what's been in my arsenal for Switch has been Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Bayonetta 2, not Golf Story yet. I know, Jesse, you've been playing a lot of it. I kind of need to catch up. I was just like, Jesse's way farther than me. I haven't picked it up in a while. Blaster Master Zero for PS4. I've been playing Yakuza 0, finished Iconoclast and really enjoyed that game. And then for Xbox One, been playing Monster Hunter World and Doom. And Doom's been kicking my tail, but I've been enjoying it. Like, I've been putting work into that game. And it's kind of weird. I'm doing a lot of the rune trials where, like, when you do it, you get these special power-ups, or kind of benefits, I should say, that can help you throughout the quest. And one of them was just like, you gotta kill this hell demon with 3 glory kills from above. Well, the way that it is that you only get 30 seconds. So I'm like, okay. And the one that you're killing, he kind of jumps around and follows you, and you kind of got to get him down, like kneeling by the stairs or something, so you can jump off and do a attack button to like glory kill them. But instead of you looking like you about to stump them or jump on them, do anything, it looks like when you jump on them, you just run up to him and grab his head and snap it off. Like you snap his head, and then that's it. That's a glory kill. And I'm just like, what the heck is that? If it's me doing a jump part, I could have just did this from behind and just killed him. Like. But it took me like maybe 25 minutes to do that thing. Like I had to take a break and then like, okay, I'm gonna do that. But that's what's been in my arsenal, just those games. Jesse, what's been in your arsenal?
Yeah, I've been playing like mostly like on my Switch, playing Gulf Story, and like on the like just basically just starting the third course, the third area, and I love that game. I love that they like kind of incorporated all the styles of golf that there are. Like you can play mini golf, you can play the regular golf, you can play disc golf. Like they have a whole disc golf course that you can play and stuff. And what I like is they kind of change it up and they make you play like in the first course. The mini golf, I don't think you technically have to play it. It's like there's these buttons hidden around the map, and if you hit them all, then it lights up all the lights at this place, and then it opens the doors, and then you can go play mini golf. And then I think you can buy a special putter or something in there, I think, or something like that. I forget what it was, because like each area has got its own pro shop, and you can usually buy something in them. And yeah, I think they do have a really good putter in there, but I think it's like $1,000 or something really insane. Like it costs a lot of money, so I haven't bought it yet. But yeah, so and then like the part I was at, I had to play disc golf and beat the course in order for them to give me a special disc golf disc that I needed to further the storyline. Because I was kind of confused as what they were trying to get me to do, to continue, and then I finally figured it out. That's what I needed to do. So yeah, I've been playing that a lot, and I really enjoy that game. It's so much fun, and just like the neat little, like in the one level you got like turtles that are in the water, that if you hit it in the certain circle area, like a turtle will pop its shell up and the ball will bounce off of its shell and continue, going forward towards the, wherever you're trying to hit the ball. And stuff like that. So like they just got some really unique like things in it that you kind of have to either work around or use to your advantage and things like that. And like for it being like basically an old school like 8-bit or whatever RPG, the golf is still really fun and really good. Like they did such a good job on like putting golf in that setting. They did a good job of that. But so yeah, that I've been playing. Let's see, I've been playing a lot of games actually. I played a couple of things on my 360 actually. Like every once in a while, I'll just be like, you know what? I feel like playing some games on my 360. So because usually I just use that as like a Netflix box in our living room.
Yeah.
But I played some Battlefield 1943 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's the arcade one where you basically there's three people you pick from or whatever, and then it's fairly basic, but they're like good sized maps that are all island style maps, and you can get tanks and jeeps and all that stuff, and you basically just got to capture the spots, things like that. That game, I've put so many hours into that game. I just love it, even though it's so basic. I kind of wish they would remaster it and bring it to Switch, because that would be such a good game on Switch. Like, because it's so basic, you wouldn't need to worry about graphics or any of that, and like honestly, I don't think the online play would be that taxing for it.
Yeah.
So I think it would be something that would work really well on there, just as like a kind of like little thing, or even if they made like a newer version of it, like just like if they made a newer version just for the Switch or something like that. But I played that. I played Crysis 3 on my 360 as well, because I just really like that game and like to go back to that every once in a while, and kind of bum that we probably will never see another one, because they are kind of no more. So
Crytek's still around.
well, are they?
Mhm.
Are they like? 'Cause I thought they had kind of broken up, and like they weren't really going to be doing much of anything anymore.
They've
But
been doing like some VR games because they took one indie company to court. They're taking them to court about, I think, not Starbreeze.
okay,
One game that was a Kickstarter game that they're taking them to court. So, but they're still around. Crytek is still around.
okay, all right. And then let's see what else I played. Played a couple of games on my Xbox One. Can't remember what right now, but except for I played like a good almost 2 hours of Sea of Thieves last night, because they released the beta again. So people can play the beta again, and it looks like they may have updated, like they've changed it quite a bit. Like now they've got it, like it's basically, it seems like kind of how it's gonna be when the full game comes out, because
they did it because they try to stress test it to see how it does with that many players. But
okay,
if you were able to play the beta, you're the only ones that could play it. Like people who didn't play the first beta, they can't play it. So
okay, yeah, I was playing that, and that was a lot of fun. I kind of like the changes they made. Like you're gonna basically, they are doing what I thought they were gonna end up doing. There's one bummer: you're no longer gonna get to have 3 weapons or whatever, have all your weapons all at once, like they did in the original closed beta.
yeah,
Like it used to be that you had a sword, a pistol, and a sniper rifle, and then if you bought a shotgun, you would also have a shotgun to cycle through. Now what they're going to do is you can only have 2 weapons equipped at a time, and I think why they're doing that is they're kind of doing almost like their version of like Siege or Overwatch, where you can have like this person, like if they're good at sniping, or any, like really any kind of first person shooter game, where if someone's better with a sniper, well then they can put their sniper on, and whatever, in a sword, or sniper in a pistol, or whatever they want to use. And then people can kind of use what they prefer to use, and then not have to cycle through everything all the time, and just have it right away that when you cycle to that gun, it's going to be what you want to use, and if you want to go back to your sword, that it'll be there. So then it's less stuff to cycle through if you're kind of in the middle of battling skeletons and stuff. But they also then have, I think it was like six starter like characters that kind of start out with just basic outfit, and then I went to the stores and they had a whole bunch more things that you could buy for your characters, as far as like outfits. They've got 3 or 4 different styles of each type of gun. So like there's other pistols you can get. There's different kinds of sniper rifles, there's different kinds of shotguns, or different kinds of swords. So like they've really like upped all the different kinds of things you can pick from now. So and who knows, they'll probably have more in the full game, I'm guessing, but yeah, so that was a lot of fun. I spent almost 2 hours playing that with some guys. I think we got like, by the time I was done, I think we got like eight or 7 chests to turn in before we left. So yeah, so I got bought a couple of things before getting offline and stuff. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that. is a lot of fun. And man, and I'll tell you, like I said it before, and I'll say it again. Every single person that I've played with online, for the most part, has been really cool about everything, and just not being a jerk, or like I was playing with some guys that were from England that had like a really strong English accent.
Yeah.
And like we were all just having so much fun and like helping each other out, because a lot of those guys, the guys from England, weren't super knowledged on the game as like far as how you do things and all that. And so we were kind of talking that out as we're sailing to wherever we're going and stuff. So yeah, I'm definitely can't wait until that game comes out. It's so much fun.
Yeah. All right. Well, Corey, what's been in your arsenal?
Well, honestly, not a whole lot Xbox wise. I've been trying to make my way through Celeste, and that game is getting frustratingly difficult for what I initially wanted out of that game. Mm-hmm. Like, I liked the first kind of two worlds where it's just kind of like, okay, you just jump and dash, and those are your mechanics, and the levels get progressively harder. But then, like, I got through the hotel, and that was pretty difficult. They didn't really add anything new to that, but now I'm in like the fourth world, I want to say, the wind world, and it's just like the wind adds a mechanic and a level of difficulty that's just like, this isn't what I wanted from this game. And it's just like, I'm not saying it's not like a great game or anything. I just like, it took a direction where I didn't think it was going, and like now it's kind of at that point where I'm like, maybe I'll keep playing. Like it's at a point where I can only play like 2 or 3 screens at a time before I get super frustrated. But I'm still trying. I want to beat it because I think that game deserves the time and stuff. I think finishing a game is the way you give the developers like, hey, your game was great. Not only like I gave you my money, but I spent like 5 to 10 hours playing your game, and it was great. So I am going to try to finish it, because there's nothing really huge coming out until Sea of Thieves that I really want to dive into. But other than that, I started Bayonetta. I got the collection for Switch of Bayonetta 1 and 2. Decided to start with Bayonetta 1. It's really good, man. I never really got very far in that game, and when it came to Wii U, I jumped right into 2 because it was like new and exciting, and I was like, oh, 2. It's probably way more polished, since Nintendo helped out with it.
That's what I did. Like, after I played that demo, I was just like, I gotta play 2.
Yeah, so I'm starting with 1, and it's fun. Like, 1 is really, really fun, and the Pro Controller really makes it a nice, easy way to play that game. So that's kind of all I've been playing. Nothing really that's like new. It's been like a really busy past couple weeks for like, I got a new job, and this is my last couple weeks at my old job, and some other things that are happening that I'll probably say something real soon about, that is just keeping me busy. And so I don't know, in the next couple weeks I'll have a lot more time, I think, to myself to play and get some stuff done. But
yeah,
I did work my last weekend finally, though, so I'm very excited about that. It was a long weekend. Like, I got up and I went to work, and I came home, and I was so tired because, like, as of right now, I work in a restaurant, and like Valentine's Day weekend is like one of the busiest weekends of the year. So I just kind of wanted to go home and cry every time when I came home. So
Valentine's Day and Ash Wednesday on the same day.
Yeah, Lent too, man. It's a lot of sadness going around. I was just like, I just want to take a nap. So like I would drive home, and I would literally take a shower, eat some food, and like I was like laying in bed at like 9:30, 10 o'clock. Sometimes I was just like, ugh. So, but this week is is going to be a pretty light week for me work-wise, so maybe I'll have some more to talk about next week, hopefully.
Yeah,
I'll probably be trying to crush some Bayonetta, because like that game is real fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll be trying to get this a lot of games with the work schedule that I got. So, yeah. Well, everybody, that's what's been in our arsenal, and we're going to get into our arsenal news. The first one that I want to bring up is that Rainbow Six is introducing Lion and Finka to the game. It's coming in March. It's part of their Operation Chimera, which is their first season in year 3 of Siege. They had a Rainbow Six Invitational tournament in Montreal, and so Ubisoft revealed 2 new operators heading to the door-kicking shooter as part of the Rainbow Six Siege DLC. The new operators further the game's concept of global skills effects, which, when activated, immediately cover the entire map. This is similar to last season's Punky Hacker Dokkaebi and her Logic Bomb attack, and that's for Lion and Finka. Lion from France brings a flying drone to the fight, which will immediately scan the entire map and outline every player on the opposing team for your whole squad to see for a few scant seconds. The only way to avoid detection is to stay completely still until the drone finishes scanning. Not only is this skill effective in the early part of the round to locate hot areas, such as bomb sites, it can also be used in conjunction with smoke grenades to give your guys and gals eyes in the dark. Lion can launch this drone 3 times per round, and it's a very powerful recon tool. Russian operator Finka is a support character, joining Doc as one of Siege's few healers. At the press of a button, Finka administers a 20% health boost to her entire team, overclocking team members who are already at full health. Activating the skill also revives any DBNO team members, giving them a chance to get their feet without exposing will-be rescuers to attack. Pop before an assault, Finka's skill sets the team up with a health advantage for any room clearing standoff. The new operators are part of a wave of new content currently lined up for Siege, including the run-and-gun action of the upcoming Outbreak event, which will see a selection of the roster, including new kids, Lion and Finka, fight a hordes of grotesque creatures and apocalyptic new maps. So Operation Chimera goes live on March 6th. And so you guys will be able to check that out. But we have more Rainbow Six news, and I'm going to head it over to Jesse to break it down for us.
Yeah, just one thing to add to like what you said. I'm just glad that they're doing aliens instead of what everyone else is doing, just going with the zombies. Mm-hmm. So that's one thing to know too, is that the Outbreak thing is going to be zombie or be aliens. It's not going to be zombies like everyone else seems to do. So I was kind of glad that they're going to change that up a little bit and stuff. But yeah, some other changes that they're going to be doing as well, because they've always been really good at like listening to like what people want and stuff, and people, were kind of upset with a couple of things that they did, and so they made some changes. First off, from now on, basically what they're going to do is when you unlock someone, and like, let's say you get the submachine gun or whatever you want to use. It used to be that you had to spend in-game credits to unlock each attachment for those guns. So now basically what they're going to do is when you unlock the gun, those attachments will be available instantly. So you can kind of pick and choose what you want to put on it. So you don't need to spend in-game credits anymore for attachments, which will be kind of nice. Because a lot of these things, these changes are going to be for people who are just starting out, who don't really, just don't want to be overwhelmed and completely dominated by people who've been playing it forever and just don't have any kind of help because they have to unlock a bunch of stuff. Yeah. So that's one thing they're gonna do. They're making an interesting choice to have a character ban phase of the game, much like the game League of Legends. You're gonna have they're gonna start it off only for private games, like if you're just making a game for you and your friends to play. But they will eventually bring it into the full game mode. And so basically what you'll be able to do is each team will be able to vote on an operator that they feel like they want to block you from being able to use. So one attacker and one defender, if people vote on it, that operator you won't be able to pick. So, and I think it's okay that they did that, only because now there's enough operators that can kind of somewhat similar of the same thing, so that it's not like putting you at a major advantage. Like when you reinforce a wall, there's only two operators that can has something that can blast through a wall like that. So let's say if they block one of them from being able to be picked, you'll still have someone else who can breach through a reinforced wall. So they just kind of, it's a way to change it up, and I think they're gonna maybe have it where maybe only certain game types will have that option, but I think they mentioned something about both styles of games, like the ranked and social, just the regular basic casual, I mean. So that will be something they'll do to kind of change it up, so you can kind of make it interesting and make it so a team can't pick a certain operator. They're also going to be redoing a lot of the maps and tweaking them and making them look a little bit nicer and stuff. Mm-hmm. And they've got a couple and then obviously the couple of new maps that they're going to do. But yeah, they kind of had this website that I got this from is kind of got a couple of pictures of things that they kind of want to change and make look better. So they're going to go back in and they're going to redo a bunch of the maps and kind of try to make them a little bit better in some areas, and try to just kind of try to make that stuff look nicer. And I believe some of the characters they're gonna be changing up to make them look a little better and stuff as well. So those are kind of all things that that will be rolling out, I think, with the next update, within the next season. So I don't know if it's gonna be right away. I think it's something that they're kind of just gonna be working on, doing over time to just kind of try to make the game, look a little better than it is, which, I mean, they don't have to do. I mean, it really is a good looking game, but yeah, they just want to, I have a lot of respect for them, because they really put a lot of work and effort into to really trying to keep the game up and make it fresh and new every season, and so I'm, as a big Siege fan, I'm looking forward to all these new changes they're making to see what it looks like. So that's pretty much it.
I can't believe that game is still going. And as soon as I start this new job, I'm gonna dive into Siege, because I really want, ever since Jesse got it for us for Christmas, and I can't thank him enough for doing that. I just been
Jesse.
I've been wanting to dive into it, and I just haven't had the time, and even I want to give it to the time it deserves. I don't want to sit and play for 15 minutes and be like, oh, okay, I'll get to the next part tomorrow. I want to give it a couple hours gaming session to really dive in and figure it out, because what I have played I really liked. I like how deliberate everything is and not so fast-paced Call of Duty
Yeah.
So, but
one other thing too, and this will be nice for you, Corey, and you, Eddie, too, if you decide to pick it up sometime soon and play it some more. I forgot they're also gonna make it where instead of only 4 operators you can unlock in the beginning, like when you're first starting off, like they're gonna make it so you can unlock up to 6, I think, right away earlier in the beginning to make it, easier for people like you guys who are, like newer to it or whatever, so you can get a little bit more of, people to pick from to play. I forgot about that too that I read. So sorry.
Oh. No, that's okay. That's good. So, well, we're gonna move on to our next story. Night Dive Studios has put their remake of the Sister Shop game on hold. Just to let everybody know that these stories are coming from Destructoid, so you can check them out there. The team behind the upcoming Sister Shock remake is in a tough spot. After raising 1.35 million in funding from the game on Kickstarter back in 2016, Night Dive Studios has now paused production. This quote comes from Stephen Kick. He's the CEO of Night Dive Studios. He says, "I have put the team on a hiatus while we assess our path so that we can return to our vision. We are taking a break, but not ending the project." And they have a quote for him on how he explained it. He said, "Maybe we were too successful. Maybe we lost our focus. The vision began to change. We moved from a remaster to a completely new game. We shifted engines from Unity to Unreal, a choice that we don't regret and one that has worked out for us. With the Switch, we began envisioning doing more, but straying from the core concept of the original title. Not the Switch from Nintendo, but Switch that they changed. As our concept grew and as our team changed, so did the scope of what we were doing, and with that, the budget for the game. As the budget grew, we began a long series of conversations with potential publishing partners. The more that we worked on the game, the more that we wanted to do, and the further we got from the original concepts that made System Shock so great. Ultimately, the responsibility for the decision rests with me as the CEO and founder of Night Dive Studios, a company that was built on the restoration of the Sister Shock franchise. I let things get out of control. I can tell you that I did it for all the right reasons, that I was totally committed to making a great game, but it has become clear to me that we took the wrong path, that we turned our backs on the very people who made this possible, our Kickstarter backers." Director of Business Development Larry Cooperman told Polygon that Night Dive attempted pitching System Shock to publishers for extra funding, but those plans fell through. Cooperman also noted that while 15 or so contract workers will be taken off the project, there won't be layoffs for full-time staff. At first glance, System Shock put on hiatus is not the sort of headline you want to read as a backer, but the alternative, having an overly ambitious game stretched too thin and an outright cancellation, has got to be worse. I do hope they figure out a plan. I was really looking forward to this game. That's from the writer of this piece. I've never played the original System Shock, so and I didn't put any money in for this game. What do you guys think about it? Do you think this was a good idea for them?
I don't know. Like I never played the original, so like I don't really know what to expect from this. But like, I think if they set out to make a faithful remake with kind of modern sensibilities, like in the article, they said they strayed away from that and kind of were making a brand new game. Like maybe correcting the course this early in development was a good decision. And I know a lot of developers, especially in the shooter space, prefer Unreal over Unity, so that was probably a good change. But like, these are doing that now is good instead of like, a year from now, 2 years from now, when the game is like almost done and maybe not what people wanted. But at the same time, maybe this is something they should have thought about when they were, funding the game. I don't know, but I mean, I think it's good. I think it's a good course correct now because like you want to give the fans what they want since they already gave you the money instead of like, changing things. It's like if someone 10 years from now remade BioShock but made it like a third-person strategy game. It's like, that's not what people wanted, like. So, I don't know. I think it's good that they course corrected and they're like, okay, we need to remain faithful to what people wanted in the first place instead of expanding our vision for this game that people already love. So, but at the same time, I don't know who's really asking for a System Shock remake. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't played it either, so I don't really know a lot about it. But yeah, I guess it is, just from just looking at it, as a thing that's backed by Kickstarter or whatever. Like, you unfortunately hear too many times where things just get canceled even though people gave them money or whatever. And so I guess as long as they're true to, trying to make it what they think the people want, and and at least go through with it now at this point and and actually finish it, like, I guess hopefully they at least do that, because it it sucks when if you donated money and you're hoping to get some product and they just kind of cancel it. So, but yeah, like Corey said, it's probably better that at least that it's coming early for these people that spent money on it, that they're changing stuff and they're letting them know, versus just kind of either waiting, or like if they were to just completely change things and then never even say anything about it, and then these people get a product that like ends up not even being what they thought it was originally going to be. So I like this, to me sounds like they must be doing something similar to like when they rebooted Prey, because like I still haven't played the new Prey. It looks interesting enough, but I was just such a big fan of the original one, and I just really liked what they did, in the original one. And so I probably will play Prey eventually, but I just kind of wish they would have did a remaster of the original.
I just thought it was stupid of them to do that to Prey. It was just like, okay, you already got one game. Like, how you gonna reboot a series that you didn't even give a sequel to? Like,
yeah,
I'm like that.
Yeah. I think the major problem there was just calling it Prey. They shouldn't have called it Prey. They should have called it something else.
Yeah,
right.
And
they did come out and say they didn't want to they didn't want to call it Prey. They wanted to make this their own unique thing, their own unique vision. But the reason why they called it Prey is because Bethesda had that IP that was dormant, and they didn't want to go through the process of trying to find a name for it, trying to figure out if it was taken in some sort of. And I was just like, okay, well, I mean, I guess that makes sense, because like a lot of people
lazy.
Well, a lot of people. Well, it's also cheaper for them not to do that, but. Like, I mean, a lot of people got Prey when they got Xbox 360s, but like, I mean, Jesse, you're the first person I've ever heard say they like really liked the original Prey enough to where like they wanted a direct sequel. Like, I mean, well, like I never played the original Prey, me
neither.
But I don't know.
Good.
But they had video of and pictures of Prey 2.
Yeah, they showed it behind closed doors at E3 one year.
Yeah.
And that
it was
cool.
just such an interesting concept, like what they did with it, where you when you died, you went into a spirit world and you had to take out these different spirits, and some of the spirits gave you more health. And some of them gave you more, what was it, like stamina or something like that, or no, some of them refilled your spirit like meter, because you had to, like, your bow or whatever that you shot to take out the spirits in the spirit world. You needed, there was a meter that would deplete as you shot. And so you needed to refill that so you could take out more souls to fill your life back up. So when you respawn, to try to get as much life back as you could. So it was just a weird, it was weird, but at the same time it was unique, kind of way of doing the whole dying thing, without actually dying, like making you earn it back, your life back.
Plus, I'm like, your character is Native American, so it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
So. Well, we're going to get into our last story, which everybody, you now can party chat on your smartphone. I don't know why. According to Major Nelson, the official Xbox app has been updated.
Phone to Switch players.
Yeah. According to Major Nelson, the official Xbox app has been updated and now allows party chat straight through the app. Just hook up a mic or use the built-in one with your phone and you're good. The app has been tested through various insider programs for a few months, so it should be pretty solid at this point. It kind of made a little dig to Nintendo. I hope that when the writer says, I hope that when Nintendo updates its online infrastructure later this year, it actually adds native chat on the Switch, as it started backward with smartphone chat. So,
Yeah.
I guess yay. I normally chat with you guys on Xbox through my headset.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because you know now the Xbox proper app will have it. Honestly, I've had the app since before Christmas. You could get you could download it was just the beta. The beta app. It basically was almost the same exact app as the Xbox app for your phone, but it was just called Beta, Xbox Beta, and that's been available for quite some time now. So you could do this for a long time now already. Like anyone could download that. You didn't need to be in any kind of special program to do it. It was just a standalone beta version of the Xbox app. I used it just because it was kind of funny. I was in Michigan, in Upper Michigan, you know, like four hours away from my house, my Xbox, and I could go on there, and I was talking to my friend Pat through the app on my phone, you know, like through my Xbox, because he was playing a game on Xbox or whatever. So I was talking with him while he was playing games on his Xbox, and just doing it from my phone. I mean, it's, you know, it's neat. It's kind of like anything with your phone. Like, you know, there's a million useless apps for your phone, but there's that one time that something might be kind of fun and useful or whatever, and you know, so they can say that option is there now. That's basically it. You know, it is what it is. It's interesting. It's kind of neat, but it's, you know, like, does everyone need it? No.
Yeah. Corey has no words.
No, I mean, I just think it's a cool feature, but like, I don't know who's gonna use it besides, like, I don't know. I really don't know, you know? I mean, like, I guess it's cool that I don't have to have my Xbox on to jump in a party chat with you, Ed. Like, if I'm sitting there playing Bayonetta on Switch and you're playing, I don't know, one of the 5 million games you're trying to play right now, like, I don't have to have my Xbox on anymore, you know? I can just plug my headphones into my phone and be like, hey, Ed, Xbox party chat. Sweet.
Yeah, and I think that's what they're aiming for. Is they're aiming for reliable
with your friends, like anywhere.
Yeah, have a reliable like if you're playing Rocket League on your Switch and you want to talk to your friends that you're playing with on Xbox, you can talk through the Xbox chat instead of using whatever it is that Nintendo has. You know, like, because like, I mean, let's be honest, like, Xbox has been doing chat for, you know, a long time now, and they've kind of got it, you know, or it's gonna, I think, just work a little bit better. But
well, they have a strong online infrastructure. They've been doing this for 2.5 systems, because I want to really count the regular Xbox. I don't think the original Xbox had like this functionality and stuff on it.
No, it had chat, but only in game, I believe.
Yeah,
I don't remember, to be honest. But, you know, I think that's basically what it was for. It was just people who are playing cross play. Mm-hmm. That was it. So,
well, everybody, that's what's been in our arsenal news. And we're going to get into the final section of this episode, which is for our Arsenal Exchange. Do you guys think that Xbox games could be played in an arcade, like have an arcade cabinet? And the reason why I ask this is that our good wise Wisconsin, not Jesse, like that. He was playing some games at kind of a Dave and Buster's kind of setting, if you think about that, with mini golf and everything. And Nintendo kind of has a lot of their IPs done in video game style, like Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, or Luigi's Mansion, I think. That's done like a first person House of the Dead kind of game, like a rail shooter. And then of course they got their Mario Kart series done by Bandai Namco. So I ask you guys, do you think something like Gears of War could be done as an arcade game? Could Halo be done as a Contra 4-player Contra game or beat 'em up? Like, do you think Xbox One or Xbox games, and just in general, their first party stuff, could be turned into an arcade game?
I thought, like, when I saw this, and when you emailed us the show notes, I was like, I think Ed's just insane. I think he just fell on his head because he didn't sleep enough or something. He hasn't slept for 4 days. But then I really sat down and think about it, and I was like, Xbox has a lot of IP that could really translate well into an arcade style situation, and it's not only like light gun games or anything, but like Killer Instinct is a fighting game. Fighting games are king in an arcade still, right? And then you have games like Cuphead and Battletoads that would be perfect for like quarter-sucking side-scrolling brawlers. Like it could work. Like they have a lot of IP that could work. They have, Perfect Dark could be an on-rails light gun game. They have IP that could totally work in that situation.
And I was thinking of Gears of War kind of being like they have their own cabinets and stuff.
Dude, I have an amazing one that I'm thinking of that I can't wait to talk about. That'll just be awesome.
When you keep saying Gears of War, I keep thinking of that awful Terminator one with the giant gun.
Oh yes, that low budget game.
I was thinking about like Halo. If you did Halo as an arcade game, what if it was like it was like a 3-player game, but like it was only in a Warthog, and the cabinet looked like a Warthog, and one person was a driver, one person had like the Terminator style kind of gun in the passenger seat, and then one person was standing in the back with the Gatling gun just mowing down dudes.
Facing backwards. Yes.
That's what I was kind of thinking of is like what if they or like even I was thinking like what if they had like the screen and like it was just the big massive Gatling gun on the back of the Warthog, and like you just could and have them like where it shakes when you're shooting, because a lot of those games like I love like Crisis Zone and stuff like that where it's got the the shaking. Crisis? Yeah, the Crisis Zone. The Crisis Zone is like the comes after Time Crisis. It's the one where you get the submachine gun that shakes when you're shooting it.
You know what?
That deep Time Crisis Zone lore. Gotta get your timelines right.
Because I've never got that game in our like area for arcades. Like I got the Time Crisis sequels and stuff, but like Crisis Zone, I've never seen it. So I'm just like, no, Time Crisis.
Yeah, no, it's basically Time Crisis, but with the submachine gun. So you start off with an automatic gun right away, and stuff, and then your guy's behind a shield, and so like you duck behind the shield when you're reloading, and then pop up back above it. But like you're shooting like I don't know, like they're in different places, but yeah, that like if they had like a big massive like just one player, even like I was thinking where he had a big Gatling gun and you're standing in front of a big screen or but like you said too, like something where you're riding, because like those are the cool ones now, like where you're sitting inside of a vehicle like looking thing and you've got the guns and stuff, and it's more immersive.
They could do like something like the Star Wars style one where like the pod racer one where the cart actually moves, and like they have to have like a safety harness on the person in the back so they don't fall out.
I can see Dance Central done as a DDR game and the Fable games done as like Dungeons and Dragons, the Capcom beat 'em up 4-player game. I can see that happening.
Well, they did that on Xbox Live Arcade already, right? Fable Heroes or whatever. The
I don't think
4-player
so.
side-scrolling game.
Oh, was it? I guess I don't really know.
I don't. Did they do one?
I
Of
didn't
that?
know.
I think
about
they did
that.
on Xbox Live Arcade. Fable Heroes? Fable Heroes, I think it was called.
Yeah, that would be actually pretty interesting. I've
No, I
never
have to
even
look
heard
it
of
up.
that.
I know Project Gotham Racing would be like just a good, nice arcade game.
Yeah.
And the Forza games or Horizon, that could be like a fun game. What was that one Connect game with the animals and stuff?
Connectimals?
Connectimals. Yeah,
Yeah.
that could probably be like a ticket game.
Here it is.
You know.
Are you ready for
Well,
this? Are you ready for this? Fable Heroes is a beat-em-up video game in the Fable series, developed by Lionhead Studios and published by Microsoft for Xbox 360. It was announced at 2012 Xbox Spring Showcase, released on May 2nd, 2012. Genre beat 'em up, and it got middling reviews. So
Was it a 2D player?
yeah,
Like, side scroll?
well, it was like 2.5D, I guess you would call it. Where like,
Or even
they was
like,
able to move around.
yeah, I mean it looks
or they could,
pretty bad, but
or they could even like use Fable and do more of like a gauntlet like type of game, like where you, like where you just go around like kind of that top view thing and do stuff, something like that even too, because those always look neat. Like they usually do a really good job of like the worlds that you're walking around in for game styles like that. That would be interesting. There's something else. Oh, yeah, that one game the only game that I loved for Connect for 360, that Racketeers game would be a really good game to have as an arcade. That game is so much fun. Like, seriously, I miss that. Like, there's been so many times where I thought about buying a Connect for my 360 again, just so I could play that game, because I do own it. I just don't have a Connect for my 360 anymore.
I wonder what Microsoft actually put Connects in arcade cabinets for some of their games. Like, would that be smart of them to do?
They might as well, since they're not using them.
yeah, but it would be really weird because like you'd have people walking behind you. What if the sensor saw someone moving behind you? It would be kind of like, unless it was like some kind of weird isolated experiment. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think though what they could do if they want to do more elaborate, like Disney World used to have this thing called Disney Quest, and it was just like 5 levels of like these super intricate arcade games that like you put on VR helmets and all these things, and like they had a Pirates of the Caribbean one where like you all were on the ship, and it kind of reminded me of what Sea of Thieves is trying to do, where like one person was the captain, one person would load up the cannons, one person would like navigate and stuff, and it was like this really cool thing. And like it was like you put on like this VR headset, but like you were in this room and everybody was kind of like just manning stations on a ship and finding treasure and stuff. And it was a short experience, but it was still really cool. And like I could see them trying to do something more like elaborate like that, but that costs so much money to do. And
Yeah.
Well, HoloLens in a sense.
True.
Well, or they could do like, even with like, speaking of Sea of Thieves, they could do I mean, it's already kind of been done. That's where I'm getting this idea from. But at the arcade that I was at today, they had a pirate game where it was, like one of those where it's kind of you're on the pirate ship, and then there's 2 gun things on it where you're shooting, like, can shoot cannons and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
And then like the boat goes through these different, certain paths and whatever, and as you're going, there's different things you got to take out with your cannons and stuff like that as you're going through. So it's basically like any of those games, like the Terminator games or the the Alien games. And you basically just, there's a storyline that plays out, and then you just got to shoot at the things as you're going, and kind of do something like that. They could do something like that, or even have like something where one person can drive and actually have like a big pirate steering wheel and stuff like that.
Drive trick. Arr.
Yeah, that's something else they could do. Yeah, I think there's a lot of things you could, if you sat down and think about it, there's a lot of fun things they could do with, the Microsoft stuff.
Yeah, Microsoft can always get like some third party to help them development, like Nintendo does. They have like Capcom or Bandai Namco, like I said, help develop stuff. So they could probably get into that market. Because I would love to see like some of their products become arcade games. Because at this time, I think there's just too many driving and like big bulky games. Like I sometimes just want to be like, I want to play something like Street Fighter, or I want to play something like Final Fight, and you don't really find that in arcades nowadays. So I think,
yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Jesse.
Oh, I was gonna say, I was just thinking, like back on speaking of Time Crisis and stuff. Like I think if there was any game type, like out of all the systems that would be perfect for that style of arcade, where you have the whole duck button, it would be Gears of War, because like the whole point of Gears of War is ducking behind cover and stuff like that. So like it would play out a storyline, and you would you duck behind cover, just like in Time Crisis, to reload your ammo, and then like take on the hordes and stuff like that. I think that would be an awesome game, like to play like in that style. Like heck, I kind of would like to get a version of that for Xbox.
Well, I'm good, yeah, because I was thinking of still using the cover base kind of gameplay and kind of having like maybe 4 buttons and the analog stick, just like one analog stick, and seeing how that would work or something. I don't know. It feels weird, but I think the Time Crisis thing will work better for Gears, because there's not like a cover-based shooter for any arcade game.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really it. Is Time Crisis. I mean, like that's the whole idea. Is you're, go behind cover, because there's always that red guy that has that red target that comes on you, and if you don't duck, you'll get hit by it. So like have that same kind of style, I think would work really well with a Gears of War arcade.
Yeah, and I know there are some first party games that we haven't mentioned that Time Sweeper, that cat one. I don't know how the heck that would work, but maybe they could do a beat 'em up featuring some weird story. Konami could somehow get involved and do an anime style kind of 4-player game for Microsoft. Like they could do, like I think Microsoft should get into the arcade business, because Nintendo, I have to give it to them. They are still rolling in the bucks. Mario Kart GP stays packed. I know you had like Mario Kart 2 or something at your
it was Mario, just Mario Kart, the arcade, and I was kind of bummed because I played the computer, and it's super hard because you're like drift so easily in that game. Mm-hmm. And like I got first place, and it still makes you have to pay more to continue. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And what's that one game for Xbox? Like Hexig? That one, the game that's kind of like where you got to match the colors and make them disappear.
Is it Helix?
Helix. Yeah, or Hexic. Yeah, a Hexic HD or whatever it's called.
The game that was installed on every Xbox 360 hard drive.
Yeah. Yeah, they could do that, and like I was playing Bubble 2 today on arcade. They could do something like that in arcade, like super easily, because that is like basically an arcade style game, those kind of games, like all the games that people play on their phone, Candy Crush and all that. Those are like basically arcade games, Like, I mean, that's the type of game that you would normally play in like a arcade, like I said, like Bubble Bubble and stuff like that. But
yeah, so well, everybody, that is our Arsenal X discussion. I cannot our Arsenal exchange, having the brain fart right here.
It's done too many podcasts this week,
and still have more to do. But we want to hear what you guys think. What would be your arcade game from Microsoft, and like how would you design it, or what would you like to see or play from it? You can email the show at arsenalxpodcast@gmail.com. I know I just seen our mascot just pass through. I don't know if he made a spot, but he's too late. But that's our Arsenal X mascot. But yeah, we would like to hear what you guys think. Also, if you guys have questions that you would like us to answer and everything, email us at arsenalxpodcast@gmail.com. And if your question is good, we might do it on the expansion pass. I still have this Hot Wheels Forza Motorsport collection, so you guys still have a chance to win it. Just email us at arsenalx podcast contest and send in your question, and if it gets chosen for expansion pass, you'll win that item. So go ahead, send us some questions, show us some love. You guys can subscribe to us on YouTube at Nerds Gone Rogue on YouTube, and check more of our content out at nerdsgonerogueradio.com. Corey, go ahead and plug. Where can we find you?
You can find me at CoreyNHD on Instagram and Twitter, and various other shows on NGR Radio. I do have a couple things going up on the website soon, mostly Nintendo related, but either way, you can check it out there. Yeah.
Oh, and also, guys, you can find us on Facebook at Arsenal X Podcast. Over there, come join our Facebook page and have some conversations. We also have the Arsenal S community on Xbox. I have to get this all together. So next episode, my plus will be better.
It's late, guys. It is. Yeah, it's been busy. Sorry.
Yes. Where can we find you, Jesse?
You can find me on Twitter at @sub_humanist.
Yay! You guys can find me on Twitter at ThatRetroCode, and check my podcast, Optional Opinion, and other stuff at Nerds Go Rogue Radio. Optional Opinion you can find on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, and other podcast apps. Once again, thank you guys for checking out Arsenal X. I don't know if this was a long show. I tried to make it short because we're tired. We've been very busy today before this recording. So as always, we're about to throw up the X one more time. Yes, because we are exiting out of here on Arsenal X Podcast. Bye, everybody.
Bye.